Hey guys, and welcome back to What's Up Today. Jeff here at Columbia College, ready for another fun English lesson. Today, we're going to talk about tag questions. Before we get into our video, please make sure to smash the like button, hit subscribe, put that notification on so you guys can stay connected with all of our new content here at What's Up Today. Alright, so today we're talking about tag questions. Tag questions are used when we are sure that someone will agree with what you are saying, and we use them to give emphasis or confirmation. So for example, we might say, "That restaurant was great, wasn't it? The meeting starts at 9, doesn't it?" Let's go over some rules to help us use tag questions correctly. To start off with, the tag, that part at the end of the question, is always verb subject, which is the opposite order of the main part of the sentence. For example, "He is a student, isn't he?" Right? We start with "he is" and the tag is "isn't he." Number 2, we're always going to use the same subject in the tag as in the main sentence. So, "They speak English fluently, don't they?" We use "they" in the beginning and at the end. If the main subject is a noun, the tag changes to a pronoun. Okay, so for example, "That book was good, wasn't it?" Right? We refer to the book, and we're going to use the pronoun "it" in the tag. Another thing to remember is that the tag verb is always the opposite, either positive or negative, of the main verb. Let's look at a couple examples to clarify this. "This food looks delicious, doesn't it?" Right? We have a positive verb, looks, and we're going to use the negative form in the tag question. "This food looks delicious, doesn't it?" "This cheese didn't taste good, did it?" That one's the opposite, right? We used a negative verb in the first part, didn't taste good. The tag has a positive ending. Did it? Now, if the main verb is the be verb, the tag verb is the opposite be verb. Again, positive or negative. So for example, "They are happy, aren't they?" We have are, aren't. "You weren't in class yesterday, were you?" We have weren't in the first part, so we use the positive were. Now, what if the main verb doesn't have an auxiliary or a helping verb? In that case, the tag verb is don't or didn't. For example, "You like pizza, don't you?" "My sister finished her homework, didn't she?" Now, if the main verb does have an auxiliary, the tag verb takes the opposite, positive, negative, of that auxiliary verb. So for example, "You haven't heard back from them, have you?" Although we have haven't heard, the tag takes that auxiliary have. "He isn't coming tonight, is he?" In the same way, if a main verb has a modal, the tag verb takes the opposite form of the modal. So for example, "Your friend can ski, can't she?" "We should study tonight, shouldn't we?" So how do we answer these tag questions? Responding to these can be a little tricky. It really depends on whether the person agrees with you and we're confirming what we expected, or if they disagree with you and we're actually saying the opposite of what you're expecting. Let's look at some rules and some examples to help you understand. When someone asks you a tag question that you agree with, we're going to respond using the same form, positive or negative, as the main verb, not the tag. So for example,
"You are going to dinner tonight, aren't you?"
Yes, I am.
That means yes, I am going. I agree with that question. Here's another example for showing agreement with a tag question.
"This store doesn't open until 10, does it?"
No, it doesn't open.
Right? Because we use that negative verb in the main part, we're going to answer with that negative as well to show that we are agreeing. Right? That means no, it doesn't open until 10. I agree with that statement. Now, what if we want to show disagreement to a tag question that is asked to you? When someone asks you a tag question that you disagree with, respond using the opposite form, positive or negative, of the main verb. Now, it's actually more polite to respond with actually and give a short explanation, but we'll talk about that too. Here's an example.
You are going to the dinner tonight, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
No, I am not going, I disagree. Or if you want to be a little more polite, we can say,
Actually, I can't make it. I have to babysit tonight.
that shows a little bit more of a polite disagreement. Here's another example to show disagreement.
This store doesn't open until 10, does it?
Yes, it does. It opens at 9.
And that means, yes, it does open before 10. I disagree with that tag question. Again, we can make it more polite by saying,
Actually, it opens at 9.
before we end, let's talk about a few other common types of tags that are often used in spoken English. Instead of making that full, complete tag question using all those rules we just talked about, we can often use these shorter forms. So, for example,
That was a great movie, right?
instead of making a full question after, we can just say right. Another one that's great is don't you think?
That was a great movie, don't you think?
And finally, we have one more we can say.
That was a great movie, eh?
Again, all of these are showing tag questions, and they mean the same thing as those full tag questions we talked about earlier. That's all we have for today, but if you guys enjoyed learning some of this grammar about tag questions, make sure to check out Columbia College's ESL program. We've got lots of great teachers and great content to help you improve your English. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. We'll see you next time.